channel to help people who cannot be here so they can have some guidance from the Dharma. Yeah, how to deal with our blind passions, for example, or how to understand why things are happening in the world the way they're happening. If we have the right view, we don't have to suffer so much or be perplexed or puzzled. Okay, so this is number 3. How much is enough? The farmer who was overcome by greed. There is a story by Leo Tolstoy about a land-hungry farmer who heard of a country so vast that land could be had for the asking. He traveled there and found it was true. The inhabitants and the chief all welcomed him, and the chief told him that he could help himself to any piece of land he wanted, as much as he could get around on foot in a single day. There is one condition, added the chief. You must start at sunrise and return to the place where you started before the sun sets. Start anywhere you like and go around marking the corners. Go as far and as wide as you please, but come back on time or you will gain nothing. So that was the condition. That night, the farmer lay awake with excitement at the thought of the vast tract awaiting him. In the morning, he set off just as dawn was breaking and soon settled on a starting point for his land. Gradually, his pace quickened to a trot. After going several miles, he marked another corner. Eventually, he broke into a run, driven by the knowledge that the faster he went, the more land would be his. He came to what would have been a reasonable turning place and passed it by, his greed spurring him on. Finally, surprised to see the sun already high overhead, he marked the last corner and began to run back to the starting point. He barely took time to eat lunch. By mid-afternoon, he was worn out, but he threw off his coat and boots and kept running. The sky was red with sunset. His feet were hurt and bloody, and his heart was at the bursting point. But if he collapsed now, all his effort would be for nothing. He ran for all he was worth, his eyes on the goal. His effort was rewarded, for he made it back just in time, only to fall over stone dead. His servant dug him a grave and buried him in it. In the end, all the land he needed was a plot 6 feet by 2. Tolstoy's farmer is not alone. Greed kills us all. Okay, very good. Yeah, so we learn in Buddhism, all humans, we are all made of desires that trouble and torment us. And definition of desire is that if we don't have something, we want to have it like everybody else. And the problem is once we have it, we're not satisfied or content. We want more and more and more of it. And people who become aware of this within themselves, they are very fortunate because they will learn how to transform that into seeds of gratitude and joyfulness, which also translates to more serenity, tranquility, gratitude, fulfillment of the heart, instead of always thinking, I don't have enough or I'm not enough. Yeah, but people who don't see the working of this greed within themselves, so they become um, totally submissive to it. So they are at the mercy of their own greed. The greed, the desires are running the show, all the while the person himself or herself is unaware of it. just like this farmer in the story. Yeah, usually we don't notice how profound our desires can be, how bottomless they are. But when the opportunity comes, for example, in the story, the opportunity was there was this country so vast that land could be had for the asking. So if we are given the opportunity to get whatever we want because there is such a vast opportunity here, then what arises in us? So that's something we meditate on as a spiritual person. We try to face that mind within ourselves. And yeah, so we, in case this land is so huge, we can have all the land we want from sunrise to sunset. Of course, we want to push a little harder, a little harder. I can have a little greater land. And that was what I was told. You can have any amount you want because there's so much of it. I think this mind also, it's easy to see during maybe Black Friday coming up a few months from now. Yeah, prices go down, but few items available. So people are so determined to get that TV or something half price. Yeah, and many things can happen. And then nationally, internationally, we see that also at work. So what happens is, like in this farmer, um, he could have seen that point as a reasonable turning place, but he passed it by. Yeah, so there is something about these blind passions that make us lose our sense of reason, rationality. That's when one hallmark of leading a spiritual life is we raise our awareness of how the blind passions make us move away from rationality or our humanity. And so by giving, so the antidote to taking is giving, thinking about the happiness of other people, not just my own. So the more we can engage in the antidote for taking, the more joyful we become. So that's the happiness switch we learn in Buddhism. So good job, everyone, for being here practicing together. We will have our newbies class in 30 minutes and have a wonderful Sunday. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Bida.
My pleasure. And welcome, Lydia, new participant.
Thank
Good to
you.
have you. You're welcome. Take care.
Thank you, Bida.
My pleasure, and have a good one. Bye, Lydia.